Hey guys, Becky with Design Bundles here, and I'm super excited to bring you another Glowforge project today. Now, today we're working with acrylic, so this is something you definitely don't want to miss. We are making this really adorable acrylic cut and engraved keychain. Okay guys, so here I am in Silhouette Studio, but of course there's more than one designing software out there. This is just my preference. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and make myself, because I can't resist, I'm going to make myself an acrylic keychain. Now, I'm really a big fan of acrylic. I think it's a really neat medium. I love everything that it comes in. What I'm going to play with today is just the basic medium acrylic that came with the Glowforge, and I'll be interested to see the results that I get. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to type out whatever it is that I want on my keychain. In this case, it's just going to be a really cute, of course, we're going to say girl boss, right? Now we just have to find whatever font it is that's going to really stand out and pair well together. Now this one in particular, the first part I'm using is called Lovely Buttering Script. And they have an accompanying set here where it is a script and a regular font. So I will right click and just use Weld. And then I will group these together. Now with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and create an offset, because what I want is I want an offset that is going to form the outline of my design that I'm going to cut the acrylic, and then I will engrave the actual words on the inside. Now I do know with acrylic that it's really important that you don't go too thin, so I just want to make sure that I have a nice thick border around my entire design. Looks like I'm going to be satisfied with 0.3. So I hit apply, but I'm not done yet. I want to release the compound path because I want to delete these small pieces that are on the inside. I don't want to have to worry about those. Now another thing I need to do is I need to create a loop. This is where I will attach my keychain hardware. And of course, I'm going to give it an offset as well. Now with this part, I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose Make a Compound Path before I attach it. And what that is going to do is it's going to give me the ability that it knows that you're going to cut out the circle. Do you see how that works? Okay, so once I have my loop, I want to weld this together. I want to weld the loop and the outside of my acrylic shape here together, because those are the parts that I want to cut, and on the inside is the part that I want to engrave. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select different line colors. We'll just do blue for cut, red for engrave, and I am going to group those together. I'm going to come up here to the top and I'm going to lock my aspect ratio, and I want this to be 4 inches wide. Okay. Now I wouldn't go any smaller than that because you are getting into some thin areas, especially right here. I'm kind of taking a risk attaching my keychain right here because this is a thinner area, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to see how it goes. Now next I'm going to go to File and Save As. Now please remember that I do have the Business Edition upgrade of Silhouette Studio. So what that means is that I can save directly as an SVG file. And I will just save that to my desktop. Now I'm going to go over to the Glowforge software. And you can see here that I already have the acrylic panel laid on the crumb tray in the Glowforge itself. So what I'm going to do is open up my File Explorer, and there's my Girl Boss keychain, so I can drag that over. Now the file size should stay true, but we can double check it anyway. And there we go. So to check the size of that, you're just going to come down to your ruler, and you can see it actually came in at 4.002. We're not going to sweat that 0.002. It's not a big deal. And you notice this is why I selected the two different color outlines, because here I have my outline and inside I have my engraving. So I'll go ahead and change that here. Now, I am going to go ahead and refresh the bed image. And because I did that, I don't know if you noticed that it changed over here to the medium clear acrylic. Evidently, it did not pick up the QR code the first time. That's okay. That's okay. I forgive you, Glowforge, right? So now I have the outline set to cut, the middle set to engrave. I can also score that if I'm looking to save on time. And I'm going to tuck this all the way down here in the corner. And I'm going to choose print. Now this is going to do the magical calculations and let me know just how long this will take. So 7 minutes and 18 seconds. I'm going to walk over there and hit that magic button. All right, so here we are. The acrylic is ready and my button is blinking, so let's do it. All right, let's see how we did. All right, so I have a couple tools here. Well, this is our acrylic. All right, I haven't pulled the masking off or anything. This is a keychain, and this is my jump ring. That way we can attach those at the end for a completed project. Yay! All right, so I'm gonna cheat and use my fingernails, but I'm going to start at the very edge of this acrylic. And I'm just gonna work my way around and get all of this masking off of the front. If I have any especially difficult areas, that's where my little scraper here is gonna come in handy. I try to have one scraper for hard stuff, like removing the masking, and I try to keep it separate from the one that I use for vinyl, because if I mess up the edge, then I don't want it to scrape a rough edge across any type of vinyl design that I'm burnishing. So I didn't want to confuse anybody since I was using a Cricut scraper. All right, messy stuff off to the side. Look how gorgeous this turned out. I really, really love it. And I'm definitely seeing a lot of applications for this in the future. So I'm going to take my jump ring. I'm going to get the end of my keychain ring. Okay, see how it's on a chain? I'm gonna loop it on. Now, anytime you're applying hardware with jump rings, remember you want to twist and not pull, okay? We don't want to pull those apart. Okay, and here is my new Girl Boss keychain. So guys, what did you think about our simple acrylic project? Now, of course, I think it's just adorable. I also am personally going to put this on my keychain. I feel like the more things that I make with the Glowforge, the more and more I just fall in love with it. So I'm continually surprised at how easy and user-friendly it is. So if you're on the fence, you definitely got a fan in this corner. Anyway, I appreciate you guys taking the time to stop by today. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them below. And the question of the day, what do you want to see next? What do you want to see on the Glowforge or the Silhouette or the Cricut? Anything that we can show you. I love to fulfill custom requests. So guys, also make sure that you subscribe and share with a friend. True friends share their crafty secrets with their friends. All right, guys, thanks again. I appreciate it, and we will see you next time.